All right, everybody, let's give it up for your favorite person in this house right here besides me, Justin.
All right, it's been a while since I did a little video something for you guys, so I gonna bring back a old goodie video little trick for you. Now the problem is, last few times we tried this, it didn't really work right. So, Stanley, I'm gonna need your help on the audio just in case.
No, I'm taking my yearly vacation to Aruba, and I'm leaving you guys in charge of the
Okay, you should be hearing something soon.
I'm putting you in charge of the roller coaster, the water rides, and the shows.
Ah,
Joey,
audio.
I'm putting you in charge of the concessions and the kiddie rides. Jimmy, you'll be...
All right. Ah. Hey, it's very deep. Pay attention.
No, I'm taking my yearly vacation to Aruba, and I'm leaving you guys in charge of the park when I'm gone. Ronald, I'm putting you in charge of the roller coaster, the water rides, and the shows. Joey, I'm putting you in charge of the concessions and the kiddie rides. Jimmy, you'll be in charge of just the arcade.
All right, sounds good. Enjoy your trip. Welcome back, boss. While you're gone, I increased revenue of the sections you left me in charge of by 100%.
That's great, Ronald. What did you do with your section of the park, Joey?
Oh, I didn't really do anything with my sections, but I still kept the profits up.
All right, that's fine, as long as you still kept profits up. So, how about you, Jimmy? What did you do with the arcade?
I shut it down.
What? Why would you do that?
I didn't want anything bad to happen to it while you were gone.
You lazy bum. You're fired.
Told you it was deep. Last week, we talked about how there's a season for everything. Were any of you here? Did it ring a bell to anybody? Alicia, you the only one to remember? We talked about sometimes we have to make transitions in life and not rely on our crutches. Remember, we talked about the natural crutches that you use to get around in, and sometimes, when you hurt yourself and you have to use crutches, you need them to get around. But once you get healed, you don't use the crutches anymore. And so it's the same thing. Sometimes people can be those crutches in our lives. We talked about that last week, that sometimes people come in and out of your lives for a season. They help you out with whatever you need healing with, whatever you need help with through that time. And God's interesting like that, isn't he? How many of you remember a time where you were going through something or you needed someone to come in your life to help you out, and God brought that person into your life? And maybe that person still or isn't in your life anymore. I can think of several times, Devontae, stop playing with the lights. I can think of several times, since I've just been here with the youth, that I've thought of a need that I've had, and then, after praying about it a little time, God just sends the person to fulfill that need. Then that person may move on. We talked about how we have to let those crutches go sometimes, and it may be hard. You've learned to rely on it so much, it's helped you out so much that you start to think, well, how can I get by without it? What am I going to do without this person in my life? But just as God brings people into our lives for a season, he can take them away. And we have to be willing to let them go, because that's when we are allowed to grow. Just like that crutch was to help you get through that injury, if you ever want to walk again right, can't be scared to put the crutch down. You got to start walking again on your own, and that's also the same thing with people. It becomes a time that you can do those same things that person helped you out with on your own. And at that time, we become responsible, we become accountable, and just like the video with the Legos, when the boss left the Lego workers to take care of the Lego shop, they were responsible. They were left in charge. They were left to do what he had been doing for so long. And again, when you're responsible, you become accountable for the results. When you become responsible, you become accountable for the results. In case you guys didn't catch that, biblically speaking, that's the parable of the talents. Anybody catch that? You didn't catch it? You weren't paying attention to the Legos? No, I'm sorry. It's a parable of talents. That's found in Matthew 25:14 through 30. I'm going to paraphrase it for you, but it's pretty much starts out the same way. There's a man, a master, who has 3 servants, and he's leaving them for a while, and he's leaving them in charge of his talents. Now, a talent in that day was I think equivalent to about $32,000. So basically, that's like, Gail, your mama going out of town, and she's leaving you with $32,000. What you gonna do? We gonna party? We gonna party? But you still got to pay all the bills. Like, she's going away for a year, because that's like a salary for a lot of people. She's going away for a year. It's like, you got to take care of all the household bills. You got to feed your brother, who you know he eat a lot. You got to make sure that y'all get around, get your clothes. So she's leaving you responsible with the money that she worked hard for. You don't have to go work, but she worked hard for this money, said, take care of your brother for a year. $32,000. Anthony, why I think she ain't going to take care of you? She looking like he ain't going to eat for that year. Well, that's equivalent to what he did. But the master gave each servant according to his ability. So he gave one servant 5 talents, another servant 2 talents, and another servant 1 talent. Now, again, he gave to each according to their ability, and that's important, because just like how silly that is for Gail's mom to leave her $32,000, she doesn't have the ability right now, do you, to take care of that $32,000 for a year? You think you can handle that? She don't have the ability right now to handle that $32,000 and pay all the bills and keep them in the home and everything like that for a year. So just like that would be silly for her mom to do, God wouldn't give you that kind of responsibility. Just like the master gave each servant the number of talents according to his ability. One got 5, one got 2, one got 1. God's not going to give you anything that's out of your ability to take care of. So of the servants, the one that got 5 and the one that got 2, both of them doubled what the master gave them. Just like in the video with the little Lego man, the amusement park guy went away and they came back, and one guy, 2 little Lego people did good with their stuff, with their sections. But then there's one guy, the third guy. He asked how the arcade went. I shut it down. Well, wait a minute. The arcade was running fine when I was here. You could operate the arcade when I'm around. How come you can't even operate the arcade when I'm gone?